I see it over and over. Players who struggle to come up with their own ideas on the guitar, and so they keep trying to memorize and play other people's licks. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. But if you want to come up with your own ideas, I have a simple exercise for you today, and I do mean simple. When I started really playing guitar, especially lead, I started out with scales, and in particular the minor pentatonic scale. Now that was great for Jimmy Page and Clapton and all those other early blues rock licks. I really dug that, and I still do. But I started to hear players like Neil Schon and Brian May and even Django Reinhardt. They were really melodic players, and I wanted to be able to do that too. Now there are lots of things that you can do to build up those melodic muscles. Probably the best thing to do is just to learn lots of melodies, but for some reason it's anathema to many guitarists. They just won't do it. But here's an exercise that's super easy to understand and do. It's fun, and it'll help you generate lots of ideas. But it'll do more than that. It'll help you develop a sense of resolution, how to end your lines well. It'll also help develop your timing, how to get to the right place at the right time. But also, it'll help you develop your own style. Because you're not bound by theory, you'll find phrases that feel and sound good to you, your own phrases. Here's a basic starting idea. You take a chord, like this D minor here, and you outline it with single notes. Okay, but that's kind of boring. Nobody wants to hear that. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to embellish that with something called an approach note. An approach note is a note toward a target. Here our target is a note in a chord, say this F. Then F sharp would be an approach note from above, and E would be an approach note from below. So let's do a simple example using the D minor chord I just showed. Here's an example with approach notes just a half step below our target. But there's much more you can do to embellish the chord tones. For example, you can approach from both below and above before going to the chord tone. Here's an example going below, then above, then to the chord tone. That was using chromatic approach tones, but we don't have to do that. We could use, for example, a chromatic approach tone below and then a scale tone above it. There's no rules. As you're no doubt starting to see, the possibilities are virtually endless because you're not bound to a particular scale. The only thing that matters is the target note and how you prefer to get to it. Now there's one thing that you can do to really supercharge this technique, to make it more fun and relevant at the same time, and that's to add rhythm. Here's a little improvised example. To make this technique even more powerful, you can combine it with scales that you already know. If you want to see how to do that, click here. I'll see you in the next video, and I'll see you on down the road.